Craig Thompson-Wood, and welcome to the Board Game Teacher. Today we have a special episode, and I'm going to divide it into two parts, and this is in time for Father's Day. Last month, my father passed away, and it was my father who was the man responsible for getting my family and I into board gaming and instilling a love of board games into us. And so I wanted to, upon his death, I thought that I'd already started the channel, and I thought this might be a good opportunity to honor him and his memory through the channel by talking about how he had instilled this love of board games in us, and take a look at some of the other people too who are out there in YouTube world and doing board games with their kids as well, and doing the same, instilling that same love of board games in their kids as my dad instilled in my brother, my sister, and I. So let's get right to it. I want to start off talking maybe first about a few of the games that my father had taught us as we were kids, some of the earliest board games I'd ever played. And actually what I'm going to be putting up now are some pictures of the games as they actually looked back then, back in the day, as it were. So yeah, we used to play Clue, Yahtzee, Happy Families, Old Maid, Movie Maker, Monopoly. Although, to be truthful, we didn't play a lot of Monopoly. My brother and I couldn't handle it. We weren't very good at losing. And some may still argue that we're still not very good at losing, but I think we're much better. Aren't we, Mark? Careers. And Careers was an interesting one. It was a game I feel to be ahead of its time, because the way you could, at the start of the game, choose what would be your path to success. You had money, you had fame, and you had happiness, and you'd have to choose I believe between 40 points between those three areas, and you would win when you reached your allotment of those three different areas. My dad would always be cheeky and go with all 40 points in one area, like happiness or money. And this is one of the 3 copies of Careers that we had, that we took from my dad's home. And it was nice that there was 3, because my brother, sister, and I were each able to keep 1 copy of this game, which we all remembered playing with my dad. And so this is a very special one for me. I just want to say thank you, Dad, for instilling in me a love of board games. It's had a wonderful impact on my life. And so for the second half of the video, I want to look at some of the other board gaming dads who are out there. For those of you who have memories of playing board games with your dad, I really sincerely hope they are happy memories, as they were for me. I remember many happy Sundays playing board games with the family, my dad leading the charge with the different games. But what I want to look at is the dads on YouTube who do these channels with their kids. And that was my focus for today, for the Father's Day episode, was to look at the fathers. But in looking at that, I found that there was actually only 2 mothers on YouTube who do things with their kids. So I'm going to mention them too as honorable mentions, because I want to, I don't want to disclude that I didn't do anything for Mother's Day, because I guess I was pretty focused on Father's Day for obvious reasons. But I just feel that want to include them as well in this, and just say thank you so much for continuing to inspire new generations of game players in the youth today, because it's such a wonderful hobby, and there's so much great for it. So without any further preamble, let's get right to it. So the first one is probably the most well-known board game personality on YouTube today, and that's Tom Vassal of the Dice Tower. And Tom Vassal does a lot of game stuff with all of his family. In the picture here is his daughter Melody, but they do a lot of great things on that channel, and I really recommend going checking out Tom Vassal and the Dice Tower. The second one I'd like to mention is Rodney Smith with his channel Watch It Played. When you go into Watch It Played, Rodney does a lot of how-to play videos and things, but will also do a lot of videos where he's playing games with his daughter Andrea and his son Luke. And so be sure to check out that channel, and he has a lot of fun things on there too, where he will ask the audience to supply his next moves for him to try to save him from losing to his daughter and son over and over again. Poor Rodney. The next one I'd like to mention is all the way from over in England. This is Dan Hughes and his daughter Cora. Dan Hughes does a program which is good board games, which is good for children who are 5 and under. It's a fun channel where he plays games with his daughter Cora, and it really is delightful to watch her reactions as she plays the games with him. So really, if you have some young kids at home, this is one channel I'd highly recommend. Dan Hughes can be found on his own channel, which is called Dan Hughes. I guess the English are not very well known for being creative. Next up, we have Chaz Marlar and his daughter V-Bug, and Chaz can be found on his channel, Pair of Dice Paradise. Chaz does different discussion topics and things, but we'll sometimes have his daughter on there, maybe for unboxing videos and things, and she's a real treat to watch. Quite funny. Newcomer to the YouTube channel world is Gil Melo and his daughter Gabby. They have their own channel called Dwarf Token. They do a lot of board games reviews and such, and definitely one worth checking out. Another relatively new duo to the YouTube board gaming circuit is Oscar and Lucas Valera and their channel, The Valera Boys. Check out the channel, there's a lot of great reviews on there. They also have currently one unboxing video at time of this recording. But Oscar's also a classroom teacher, as am I, and we are going to be teaming up with another YouTube personality in the near future to discuss board games and their implementation in the classroom. Next up we have Doug and Sydney Shute, who have the channel Victory Condition Gaming. Victory Condition Gaming is an awesome channel, has a lot of great videos on there which not only contain reviews, but also live plays of games, and even contain a lot of things about RPGs, role-playing games. So if you're looking to do some more, beyond tabletop gaming with your kids, looking at some role-playing games, then definitely check out Victory Condition Gaming. And Doug Shute is also going to be joining Oscar Valera and myself for that discussion on board gaming in the classroom. So look forward to that. The next one up is actually even a local gaming friend of mine. I've known this guy for a few years. That's Leo Dumas, also known as Cotton Donkey. He has his channel, Cotton Donkey, which he has his programs on. And he has his little donklets, donkeylings, what are baby donkeys called? Anyway, so he has his kids on there, and because of their superhero status, they, I'm not revealing their secret identities, but their superhero names are Red Shadow, Dark Princess, and Grey Robot, pictured here. So, well done, Cotton Donkey and crew. That's an awesome show you put on there. A lot of fun, and I love the different costume changes and things that happen throughout the shows. And then we have Dad versus Daughter. That's the name of the channel. I wasn't able to find out the names of the people who are responsible for that, but thanks guys for the channel and all that you do on there. Good stuff. Like I said, it's always great to see dads and their kids getting involved in doing these kinds of channels. Will Wheaton. No. Shut up, Wesley. Will Wheaton Modern Day, who has his own board game channel called Tabletop. And on Tabletop, he features a number of different YouTube and film and TV celebrities, and also has had his sons, Ryan and Nolan, on as well. Just a quick caveat though, as his sons are adults, sometimes the humor on Tabletop can also be a bit adult, so fair warning please make sure you watch with parental guidance and discretion. Now for the honorable mentions, I want to say a shout out to the mothers who do these shows with their kids. The first up is Bebo and Haley. Bebo's the mom, and she runs the show GameWire, where she does a lot of reviews and things, and even has some sessions on there with her daughter Haley, helping her to review the games. As I say, awesome to see more women in gaming, and very grateful to see mothers and daughters getting in on this too. And the last one we have is Geek Gamers. It was a mother and daughter team. They only did the one video about a year ago, but I wasn't asking for quantity. I was just looking for people who've done it. And great to see mothers and daughters out there, and hopefully the daughter will see it fit to come back and continue doing this with the mom, because the mom's got a lot of great videos out there and a great following. So check her out, and hopefully they'll team up again for more videos in the future. Thanks very much for coming out for this special Father's Day episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to hear back from some of you. I hope to see some of you come out for the special presentation that Oscar, Douglas, and I have planned for the near future. Watch on my channel. I'm going to be putting a notice up there in the very soon to announce the upcoming event where we're going to get together and talk about board games in the classroom. But none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for the man, Nick Thompson Wood, my father. So, thanks very much, Dad, for all that you've done. And thank you very much, you two parents who get out there and play with your kids and film it for the rest of us to watch and see and enjoy. And thank you, parents of the world who aren't on YouTube, who take the time to play with your kids, play board games and develop those bonds and help to build up a whole new generation of gamers. I can't thank you enough. Until next week, I'm Craig Thompson Wood, the board game teacher, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.